Welcome to the Let's Talk Basic podcast, where girls talk about everything basic.
Join us as we sit down with a glass of wine and see where the conversation goes.
Kick back,
relax,
and get ready for the ultimate girls' night in.
I'm your host, Joanne.
And I'm Vanessa. Cheers. Welcome back to this week's Let's Talk Basic podcast. And this week, we're talking about the very much needed me time.
Me time.
Yeah. So I feel like we kind of wanted to talk about this topic because, number one, no one ever makes time for it. Mm-hmm. I feel like one of the first things that I notice on a Monday morning when my colleagues and I are kind of like, getting our morning coffee and everyone, the standard question, how was your weekend? Comes up. I find myself listing things that I did on the weekend that I didn't want to do. Right? So I don't know about you. It's always like, and not to say that those people are not important, but it's always, we're really always doing things for other people. Right? So celebrating someone's birthday, attending someone's graduation or going to a baby shower or, whether it's gender reveal parties, like bridal showers and even weddings. And those are all really important celebrations that we want to be a part of. But I find that we rarely schedule time for ourselves, right? So I know you and I are very, very guilty of this. We know exactly what we're going to do probably the next month, right? Our calendars are always so packed. And one of the things that we constantly have to do for each other is really book our podcast, like recording sessions in really months in advance, right? Yeah. So that's something that we do. And that's why it's hard when you're constantly planning ahead of time. And you're kind of just filling up the calendar space. But one thing that we never, ever really schedule for ourselves is me time. Right? Do you find that at all?
Yeah, I think I kind of mentioned in our New Year's resolution, I started scheduling things for myself where it's this day, I'm not going to make any plans. I'm going to be home. Right? I feel like it was so necessary because every week it'd be every day there was something going on.
Yeah.
And whether it's going out with friends or there was a work event or there was just always something happening. So it's I needed to actually physically book that time in my calendar to say, today I'm not going to plan anything. I'm not going to do any chores or anything. And even then it was so hard because when you have that day booked and you're finally at home, you're there's so many things at home that I need to do now. I need to do the laundry. I need to clean the floors or whatever. But then crafting time out in that to have time for yourself and actually have me time. It's not something people really think about. Yeah.
And I feel like people don't talk about it. We kind of talk about it, but we don't make time for it.
And I feel like it's never really great to say oh, what'd you do this weekend? It's oh, I just did nothing.
Yeah.
Or you kind of feel guilty when people are oh, are you free on Saturday? And you say no.
Yeah.
Even though it's you don't have anything, but it's because you want that time for yourself.
I actually was guilty of doing that 2 weeks ago, and it felt so good.
Yeah,
I'm kid you not. So so it was a weekend, and my friend asked if I was free on Friday to have dinner, and I was free, but the dinner that they planned to have was up in Markham, so it was uptown. And my boyfriend was actually going uptown on Friday that weekend, so I could have easily caught a ride with him. But then I would end up in Markham and have to spend, sounds really bad, but have to spend time with my family. Yeah. Which I actually did 2 weeks consecutively the weeks before.
Yeah.
Right? So I kind of did a little bit of a white lie and said I was busy.
Yeah.
And I did kind of feel guilty at first, but honestly, it was so, so good. It's very rare that I get time to myself. because my boyfriend and I like to schedule the times that we go uptown together because of, you know, the rides and it's just more convenient that way. Mm-hmm. And I decided, I'm like, you know what? You go uptown, you spend time with your parents. I'm going to stay downtown. So I had Friday to myself and Saturday. So Friday night, I took myself out on a date.
Yeah.
So I went just to, what did I do? Oh, I went to happy hour by myself. And then I went to have tacos. And then I went to Barro for some churros. It's actually a very standard night that I take my friends, but I took myself out that night to do that exact same thing. Yeah. And I just like it was just like for one, and it felt so good and didn't have to explain anything. Everyone was actually very, very friendly. Yeah. And when I told them that I was having a me day, they were like, amazing. They're like, wow, like that's awesome. So I did that. And then Saturday morning, I wasn't hungover. I was like extremely happy to wake up. Didn't have an alarm clock waking me up. Just naturally woke up. Went to a spin class at Spinco, which was great. Great start to the morning. And then just kind of walked, went to Jimmy's Coffee, grabbed, you know, my regular medium coffee and sat out on the bench.
Oh, nice. It was such an actually nice day.
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah. So I sat on the bench until I like looked at my nails. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go get my nails done. Nice. So I went to get my nails done, grabbed some groceries, and then I didn't even make I didn't make lunch out of those groceries. I went to IQ and bought a lunch, but it still felt really, really great. So that was kind of my me day. And I always feel like when people say, oh, like I'm having a me day, it always involves like nails and spa. And, you know, sometimes it does. But I want to kind of say, like, it doesn't really have to be like you don't have to spoil yourself with like a spa day or nail day. It could be anything.
Yeah, right? Like whatever you want to do for yourself. Yeah. Like I think it's so rare for me to have like a me day because I like live with my husband. So it's like literally we're together all the time. So I get me moments, I think. That's
cute.
Yeah, I guess so. Not really. I would love a full me day. Yeah. But yeah, like this past weekend, we kind of did our thing. We met with people for lunch and then came back home and we had the evening free, which is like rare in itself. And he wanted to kind of do his own hobbies. And I think that's also one of the things that's kind of good in our relationship is like my husband is very comfortable with me time. Like he takes me time for himself all the time. Yeah. But I'm not good with that. I'm not good with scheduling it because otherwise if he doesn't take it, we're expecting that we're doing everything together. And I think that might be like kind of the dynamics of an introvert versus extrovert too. Right. So it's great because when he has his me time, I'm left with nothing to do. So I get to do something for myself. And like for the weekend, I organized. So if you guys were following, my Instagram stories, I like had a pantry that has just like all this crap in it. And it was so full. And I bought these new organizers from Canadian Tire.
Guys, her eyes are lighting up.
Yeah. They're like the new home edit line. I'm super excited. Oh, God. And I spent like, I think 3 hours kind of just reorganizing our kitchen. And I was literally so excited. I did a before and after on my Instagram stories. And people were like, commenting and saying how much they loved it, and I could not stop smiling. Like I think that entire night I was just like so happy. Oh God.
So it's very clear that different people have different activities that like they to do during their me time, because what you described was basically the worst thing that I would I would hate.
Well, I would like love to have my nails done and like go out for drinks and stuff too, but like just wasn't really feasible. Yeah. with the amount of time that I had.
Yeah. So what really intrigues you in your me time is like organization. So something that I really, really love to do.
I mean, I don't think it really intrigues me. I think that specific
you enjoy
project. I think I enjoy it when I have new things to help me organize.
Yeah.
Like when I have new toys to play with. But like if I just had to like, I don't know, look at my closet and reorganize, that would be a chore.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless you gave me like a new closet that I could decorate and, you know, make pretty.
We can make that happen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Talk to my husband.
Yeah. I think something that I really like to do that's very, I guess, maybe not very conventional for a me time is I love making soups.
Oh.
Okay, like any kind of soup.
Yeah.
There's something comforting about making soup, especially in cold weather like this.
Yeah.
Whether it be like chicken noodle soup, Chinese soups, or fish soup. Like I really like making different soups, and I think it's something that I play around with.
Yeah.
I've tried using the Instapot, which is really great. But I've also tried doing soups in like an cast iron kind of big pot, which is also kind of new to me as well. So I've tried 2 different methods and using 2 different pots, and I just love experimenting with soup. So every single Sunday, there's always a pot of soup, like either at my own place or at my boyfriend's place.
That so does not appeal to me at all. You know what I actually really miss? I think, you know, going to work, like living downtown and working downtown, you're kind of on a subway and like, it's like, I don't know, for me, it's about 20 to 30 minutes to get to work. But I kind of miss like being in the car and like, this is me saying it because I'm not doing it right now every day. But like, I miss those times when I was in the car and I got to listen to like a podcast or like listen to an audiobook or like my favorite songs or whatever.
Yeah.
And you get that time to yourself to like be in your car alone.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah. Whereas like now it doesn't feel the same because I'm like getting shoved around on the TTC or like the subway and like it's just not as me time.
Yeah.
You know?
No, driving is definitely me moment.
Yeah.
Right? Because I would imagine that if you're maybe driving to work and not carpooling with someone, that is your me time.
Yeah.
Right? So you get to switch the radio station however many times you want. You get to, you know, Bluetooth whatever you want to listen to.
Yeah.
And no one's going to judge you. You can sing, you can dance.
Yeah.
Maybe the person beside you stuck in traffic might be judging you, but
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Like, that's something I think of that I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous because my husband, he does like that drive. And it's probably like an hour for him and probably sucks every day. But he gets that time to listen to his audiobooks and like, he talks about like all the things that he's learning and I'm like, oh man, like. And
I feel like, you know what, driving depending on where you are, so like probably not downtown Toronto or in the city, driving depending on where you're going is also very therapeutic.
Yeah. Like if you're just on an open road in like the country or like driving up north to like the cottage or whatever, it's when it's a nice day and a nice drive, so relaxing. With coffee in hand. Yeah, it's actually really great. Yeah, some good music. Yeah. I think another thing about like me time, even just like a really short, like doing a quick mask and like lying down for a few seconds, because when you can't, like you literally can't do anything for those like 5-10 minutes. So nice and like so rare, like for me to do, to just be like sit down and be like, okay, I'm gonna do a mask now, and like not be watching anything or like have my eyes closed and lying down. I would have a hard time doing that, like not doing anything at all. Yeah. I feel like for me, if I had to do a mask and I had to do nothing, it would have to be at a natural spot because I'm so fidgety. Yeah, I know. Me too. I'm so terrible at just closing my eyes and disconnecting. Yeah. Like something is always on for me. Yeah. Like the first thing I do when I get up
is turn on TV to watch breakfast television. That's what I have on to get ready.
Yeah.
And you saw that when you came into my house today, like the 6 o'clock news was on. So something is constantly on. And I feel like that's something that maybe I need to work on, is disconnecting.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm always listening to something.
Yeah.
Or like receiving information, whether I need it or not.
That's so funny because I'm like the opposite. I never have anything on.
Really? So in the morning when you get ready, like you have nothing on?
Now I do. Like now I play the news because I feel like that's the only time I really get to hear the news. But I guess like when I was living with you, or like when I was living on my own, I would never have the TV on, never have music on. Like it would just kind of be like quiet, which was actually really nice. I know it is weird. I feel like other people always have stuff on too. And
that's
like
the first thing I do when I wake up.
Yeah.
Is to turn the television on. Maybe I'm the problem.
No. Like totally, like my husband is like that too, where every time I come home, there's like the TV is on, or like the music is on, or both things are on. Mm-hmm. And like, it's so weird for me because it's like, there's always noise. And then that makes me feel like I can't just like sit down and like chill. Mm-hmm. So like for me, like when I'm actually doing a mask, it's like I'm going to go somewhere quiet and like disconnect. And it's like, it's very rare that I do masks. But it's like when I do it, I'm in the mood to be like, I need to like lie down for a second and be alone. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Another thing that I love to do, that I know you love to do, is to watch terrible shows.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if it's a guilty pleasure because I just love it.
Yeah.
But one thing that I won't do is to watch it with my boyfriend, because I've tried, and the amount of comments and attacks that I get from him makes it so unenjoyable.
Yeah.
That I've just stopped watching any of those shows around him. So shows that I do watch, let me tell you. So you guys already know. We talked about it last week. It's The Bachelor. Mm-hmm. We love that show. That's Monday night. And then I also love watching TVB shows.
Right.
Okay. So Forensic Heroes 4 is actually on right now. So I'm not caught up with it quite yet, but that's something that I also watch during my me time. Not when I'm with my boyfriend. Another show that I watch is Siesta Key.
Right.
So for those of you who don't know, it's an MTV show. Basically a newer version of Laguna Beach. So I really liked that when that was on. And then Teen Mom. I only watch Teen Mom OG and Teen Mom 2. So those two I'm very, in the know and caught up with. And then lately, I know everyone's been talking about it. It's a new Netflix series hosted by Nick and Vanessa Lachey. It's Love is Blind, and it's on Netflix. I'm not caught up with all of it yet, but it's because I haven't had that much me time. So there's a lot for me to watch. And I find that people often ask me, like, why do you enjoy watching such crappy TV shows? And I feel like it's because in my work, or, my life is, hectic and it's always busy. So when I sit down and I want to lay on my couch, I don't want to watch something that's, going to intrigue my mind to like actually have to think. I want to watch crappy, brainless television when I am unwinding. So I feel like that's why you can see a pattern in my TV choices. They're always kind of just crappy, no-brainer TV. You can sit there, watch it. You probably forget about it in a week.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if I would consider like watching those TV shows me time though. Like I do totally understand that it would be, and how happy that those shows make me. But I feel like when I'm connected to like TV, it's not really me time. It's not like giving back to myself. Maybe it is, but maybe because I watch a lot of it too. Like I still watch The Bachelor. I still watch Love is Blind all the time with my husband. I don't know if I can say with my husband because
He's there.
he's there, but he's not really watching.
Physically there.
Yeah. So I still watch a lot of like trashy TV shows, but like, I don't feel like those like recharge me.
Okay, but for me, I actually don't watch it with anyone else but myself.
Yeah, no, for sure. It totally can be something. But for me, it doesn't.
No, like that's a great thing that you point out though. Because for me, like, because it just shows that different people recharges differently and different people consider what me time is and what it's not. But for me, I only watch those shows, aside from The Bachelor, everything that I just named, I only watch alone.
Right.
Because I don't like the talking.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't want, like, for example, if you and I were watching, like, Siesta Key, or, like, 3 girls were watching Siesta Key, I actually don't want to talk to any of you. Yeah. During my time watching this show.
Yeah.
I might talk to myself and be like, oh my God, this is so terrible. I might, like, but I don't actually enjoy talking to people during that time.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that I only watch alone.
Yeah.
And then I like to talk about it afterwards, like with people that have watched the show. But I never realized I only watched those shows by myself.
Huh.
Yeah. And so I love watching those shows. And if it's like on a Sunday or on the weekend that I'm doing these kind of TV me times, I also really enjoy either I'm drinking my own soup.
Yeah.
Or I'm ordering takeout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm just like realizing now, I think for me, my me time activities are always quiet. Like I'm reading or I'm going out to like a coffee shop by myself.
That's so cute.
Or I'm getting my nails done and like I don't have to talk to anyone. I'm not listening to anything. I'm just like with myself. I think, I just realized that right now.
Yeah.
It's like I just don't want to be around anybody and don't talk to me.
Oh. You just put a sign on your forehead.
Yeah.
Me time.
Me time.
We should get a sweater for you that says that. I'm sure we can find one.
I don't know. Like a grumpy cat or something. Grumpy cat
when you're at like the coffee shop.
Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
A lot of people go to coffee shops for that too, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're actually like doing work or studying, but I feel like a lot of people, it's a safe place to be alone, I think.
Yeah. I think even just like sitting and like being on your phone, like that's kind of like the me time that I get now, realistically. But yeah, like a me day would be awesome.
So Joanne, what would you do if you had an entire day, your husband was away, maybe on a boys trip, you have the house all to yourself and no one has made plans with you? Are you the type that would fill up those plans, or are you comfortable being like, okay, you know what? I'm going to spend this weekend by myself?
I like realistically, I would probably go to HomeSense.
This is very exciting, guys.
Yeah.
It's only going to get better.
I just think about all the me days that I have gotten in the past, and I'm like, yeah, there was definitely a trip to HomeSense at some point.
I love HomeSense.
I do too.
You can spend so much money and time at HomeSense. It'll burn your entire day. We
have, we're pretty close to Eglinton, and they have 2 HomeSense. Like, one is at Ward in Eglinton, and one is down the street at Laird and Eglinton. So it's so convenient to hit 2 in one day. Oh my God. And then there's like Costco there too, and like that would probably be half my day at least.
Oh my God, we're such adults.
I know.
That's what our parents used to do when we thought it was lame.
It's so much fun.
It is a lot of fun. I do feel like I like to go to HomeSense on... number one, I share your love for HomeSense, for sure. But I feel like I visit HomeSense during different seasons. Like Christmas and during the holidays, absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I'm probably there constantly and spending way too much money.
Yeah.
Another time that I like going to HomeSense is during the summer too.
Yeah.
I feel like there is so much to buy and look at, and I feel like changing up the decor in your home during those seasons, it just makes me so happy.
Yeah.
To kind of like redecorate and like freshen up the look. That's great me time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, when I go to HomeSense, I'm not biased by season. Like right now, it's like I always have projects, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm like very focused on organizing.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I go to HomeSense, I'm looking for bins or in like storage functions. Last year when I was going to HomeSense a lot, it was like decorating our sunroom. So like getting fun chairs and fun like mats and fun plates and things like that. And then like there was a big year on plants, or like a big season of plants where I was buying a lot of pots and stuff. Like I feel
remember that.
Yeah, you can't get enough. There's always more to buy.
you do. There's a lot at your house for sure.
Yeah,
it all looks great.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it does, but it makes me happy, so.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what's another great store? And I am really bummed I don't live out of Mississauga, but Simon's.
Right, you do have a lot of things. Wait, so they do have a store here now?
They have a store at Square One.
Okay.
And like they deliver too, so they're based out of Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
But they have like you can order online and get it shipped to you, but they also have the store in Square One. And because it's so far for me and I rarely get the car, I don't go there often, but I went there for a meeting, and it was so wonderful. I honestly, I had to like go back to work, so I couldn't stay and like shop, but I was like, oh, I wish I could just buy everything. It's so cheap. It's amazing. Yeah, you should really look.
I do. Every time I like pick out a piece from your house, I'm like, oh, that's really cute. You always tell me that it's from Simon.
Yeah. It's either Simon's or HomeSense. Like.
Yeah, Simon, HomeSense. But there's definitely a lot of things in your house that like I feel like you've picked out that definitely elevated the living room.
Like what?
Your pillows, like your Christmas, your holiday pillows. They were like the plaid ones. I thought those were really cute. The puffs are semi-new. They're probably a year in, right? I thought those were really cute when you got them. Mm-hmm. When you got them, I wanted them, and then my boyfriend's like, those are not cool. Like, I don't even know why I'm listening to you. You don't even live with me.
Yeah. You should totally get them. Yeah. We use it all the time. We use it as like footrests.
Yeah.
We use them as decor because it just like make the room look so soft and lovely.
It's cute.
Yeah.
I really like them. I really liked your table runner and stuff like that during the holidays as well. And of course, your sunroom is beautiful. We've taken lots of photos there.
Oh, yeah.
So one of our very first Let's Talk Basic photo shoot was actually on Joanne's sunroom, in her backyard. So yeah, that was very, very nicely decorated. So much so that someone asked me if that was from the June Motel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so happy.
Yeah, no, seriously, because like it totally matches something like their decor.
That makes me so happy. Yeah. Thank you, person.
Yes. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so decorating. And another thing that I used to like more, and I haven't done it in a while, is crafting.
Yeah. We were supposed to make Valentine's cards together.
We did that a year ago.
I know.
And that was great.
Yeah.
It was a productive session. We sat here at my condo making cards, because I'm not gonna lie, when I looked at Valentine's card this year, they're all so cheesy and gross.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Yeah. It was hard finding a card this year.
Yeah. I printed one out.
Oh. Whatever.
Yeah, so crafting used to take up a lot of my time.
I actually got the sewing machine.
You did?
Oh,
you didn't tell me that.
Oh, I got a sewing machine. Like, my husband, like, Tyler got it for me 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. So this is not new.
This isn't new, but, like, I used to take sewing classes, I think, 2 years ago.
You did tell me that, because did you make that pillow?
Yeah, I made a little pillow.
I remember that.
Yeah. And I forgot to buy, like, fabric or something, so all they had was, like, this ugly navy blue color. Oh, so disappointing. Yeah, but I really wanted to do more sewing, so I like begged and pleaded for a sewing machine, and then I didn't open it for 2 years. But I opened it like a few weeks ago.
What did you make? Or
I haven't made anything.
Okay.
But I just bought thread.
Okay.
So I think I'm one step closer.
Yeah.
Now I just need fabric.
What should you make? What should your first project be?
I don't know. It's probably going to be a pillowcase because that's like pretty easy and straightforward. I want to make curtains.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, I know. And here's the other problem. Like, there's no fabric stores around. So that might be what I do on a me day, too. I'll go to a fabric store.
Some on Queen Street.
Yeah.
But they might be expensive.
Well, I just don't know. Like, I'm not a I don't know, sewer fabric or whatever. Expert. Like, yeah, I don't know what to do in those situations. Like, what's the proper, like,
how much
protocol?
Do you buy? Yeah. I say let's start with pillows.
Yeah, I think so.
Pillows are cute. They're seasonal. You can switch it up. You have a lot of different rooms that you can put pillows in, and I know you're obsessed with pillows anyways.
Yeah.
So that would be the first thing. Curtains seem very daunting to me. They're big pieces. Yeah. And I feel like it would cost a lot if you kind of like mess up with the fabric.
That's fair.
So we've talked about my love for souping.
Yeah.
Your love for organization. We talked about our love for our home scent. So it seems like we're doing activities that really just you want to do.
Yeah.
Right? And it doesn't have to, the spa and the nails, of course, those are really, really great things, but it could just be very little things. And one of the things that I really like to do that I don't get to do when I'm around my partner is to listen to my own music.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know that you talked about like kind of disconnecting and not wanting to be, connected to anything when you're having your me time. I guess I'm the complete opposite for the first time.
Yeah.
We're complete opposites when we're winding down and, trying to have me time. That, so when I cook and when I soup, I love listening to like Taylor Swift, and I have a playlist of mine it's like Vanessa's playlist, and it's a mix of everything.
Yeah.
So if you went on my playlist, you'd see like O-Town, and then you'd see like Chinese songs like Twins, and then you'll see Jonas Brothers and Taylor Swift, and like a whole mix of everything that I really like. And I never really get to play that when I'm cooking at his house. So those things are also really important to me. Reading books and something that I really like to do. And I feel like I don't like getting judged when I'm reading books, because the books that I read I don't know.
It's like Confessions of a Shopaholic or To All the Boys I Loved Before.
Yeah, like things like that. I remember being really embarrassed, and when the book, the series like China Rich Girlfriend, and like which is like part of the Crazy Rich Asians. When that book came out, I had a hardcover book, and I remember reading it on the subway to work, and I felt kind of embarrassed reading that book because I don't know because when you're reading on the subway, people are looking at your book.
Yeah.
They're looking to see, they're peeking over, they're looking at your cover to see what you're reading. So I decided to take off my cover and read like a blank book because I didn't want to be judged.
Yeah.
So a lot of the books that I read are kind of in the same genre. So I like reading it at home.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so we kind of talked about what we wanted, what we like to do. How do we get me time? Like, how do we, like, we kind of talked about how we can block off calendar days or whatever. But, like, I guess realistically, when you're, like, with friends or if you're living with a husband, or you're living with your partner, or you have a family, like, how do you realistically get the me time?
I think the more realistic way is what you talked about, me moments, right? So I think what I mentioned is I should just probably enjoy the time that I have now because apparently I might not get it. And I think a lot of you can probably relate to not having a whole day. And I feel like if you take a moment, even each day, right, to have your me moment, whether that's a coffee break, whether that's reading for 15 minutes while you're on the subway or even just at lunch and, you know, reading out in the sun when it's a really nice day, or going down to the work lounge and reading by yourself and not sitting with your friends. So consciously making that decision and not feeling guilty about it, I think is what's really important, because sometimes I think people feel guilty about saying no to someone or not, you know, and just making that time for yourself and being okay with it.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
Yeah. I think, like, yeah, kind of what you said, like, making that time and, like, being really sure of how it's going to work for you. So, for example, I've been wanting to get my nails done for a while, and I do them during my lunch hour.
I remember you telling me one time. Can you please tell them that story?
What story?
I remember. Can I tell it?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what one you're talking about.
I remember messaging you one time at work. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And then you're like, my nails. And I was like, oh, like, do you have the day off? Like, which salon are you at? And you're like, no, at my desk. It was so good.
I don't remember this at all.
You know, and then you like took a photo of you doing your nails, and you're like, I wonder if like someone can smell it. And you're like, oh well. I'm pretty sure you told me you were doing your nail, and you had like a sidebar of like The Bachelor on it.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, God, she's having a me moment at work. That was so good, though.
I don't remember this at all.
I think it was back in the day when you had less to do.
Yeah. Well, now I go and get it professionally done.
That was really good. You don't remember that at all?
No, I don't. That's so funny.
It was so good. I was like, man, that really stuck out for me. I was like, wow, she really doesn't care. I think the best part was that you knew it smelled.
Yeah.
So, like, but you just didn't care.
Wow, I'm a shitty worker.
No, you've improved.
Yeah, now I'm actually really busy.
I'm really busy now.
But I've been meaning to do my nails during my lunch hour. And for the past like couple of days, like my coworker has been asking me to go for lunch or whatever, and every day I it's been so busy I haven't been able to do my nails, but every day I intend to do it. And like when they ask me, Vanessa's like peering at my nails.
Like,
they're like all chipped and everything. I did these myself, and I was like, no, these have lasted about 4 days, and I'm like, I can't do this. I need shellac. It's really bad right now.
Okay.
She's like, but yeah, every time my coworkers ask if I want to do lunch with them, I'm like very excited to be like, nope, I have an appointment. Sorry, can't go.
That's so good.
Yeah. And like, I won't tell them like what appointment. I'm just like, oh no, I have an appointment. I can't go with you. But I think it's partially that too, like feeling excited about and looking forward to your me time, and not, like kind of what you said, not feeling guilty about it.
And being confident about it.
Yeah. Like that time is for you. Like make that time for yourself and make it happen and be excited for it and look forward to it just as much as you would going out with friends or having something exciting to do. Because yeah, like I feel like I don't want to say this, but like I feel like the older I get,
it's okay.
The more important I've realized that time is for myself. Whereas like when I was young, I was like, I always want to be out with friends and always out doing things. But yeah, like now that time is so limited between your friends and family and work, I find that I like need to carve out that time for myself. And even if it's just like I'm starting to recognize that I'm tired or I haven't had that time for myself, even just closing my eyes for 5 minutes and taking a few deep breaths, so important, and like changes your like entire outlook a little bit more. Yeah, I think that there's like so much value to having that me time.
And my me time is also, I like to sleep.
No, I don't like to sleep.
You don't?
No, you can ask Tyler. He's like, why do you never like to sleep?
I like, for me, after I watch my very terrible shows, the first thing that I do, I'm like, this is the best. Like, I'm going to sleep early tonight.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I love sleeping in. I hate sleeping early. I hate going to sleep, but once I'm asleep, I hate waking up.
I'm the opposite. We're different for the very first time. I like this.
I know. There's so many findings from this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to know like how other people spend me time, or like what are the challenges getting it or recognizing when you need it.
And hopefully this episode will kind of cue something in your mind, and hopefully you will start scheduling your next me moment, maybe a me lunchtime or whatever it is.
You know what would be the absolute best thing?
What?
Is if somebody says that for me time, they listen to the Let's Talk Basic podcast.
That's so cute.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
A dream.
We'll get there. Yeah. So whatever it is that you need to take that me time, hopefully our episode has inspired you to work that into your schedule, because like we said, it's very, very important to spend time to yourself doing whatever it is that you like. Hopefully we gave you some ideas, or maybe not. Yes, hopefully we inspired you to schedule your own me time. Let us know how you spend your me time and what you like to do.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Let's Talk Basic podcast. For more exclusive content, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Let's Talk Basic.